Hey everyone, it's Esmond. Welcome back to the channel. And today I have what I think are currently the best card sleeves on the market. It's the GameGenic Matte Prime sleeves. So I've tried a lot of different card sleeves, and here's a quick rundown of the different card sleeves I've tried and my thoughts on them. So these are some of the more popular sleeves on the market right now. We have Dragon Shield, of course. They make great sleeves, huge variety. I think the matte sleeves are the best. I personally like the non-glare ones a lot. Very high quality, very good shuffle feel, but I find that they are too big. Like, I'll show later with some comparisons, but the cutting is just huge. There's a big forehead on top, I guess. And I've also noticed that sometimes the shuffle feel feels a bit different. It catches a bit. It's not super consistent. And they also tend to get sticky after a while, which is normal for card sleeves. But, you know, compared to the GameGenic ones, the Dragon Shield ones get stickier quicker. Next up, Ultra Pro also makes good sleeves. I like the Pro Matte ones. These have a matte finish on the front and the back. Very good shuffle feel. I think it's probably right up there with Dragon Shield. The only difference is that it's a very thin sleeve, so the thickness is, you know, much thinner than a Dragon Shield sleeve. It's also thinner than a GameGenic sleeve, but the cutting wise, it's exactly the same size as the GameGenic sleeve, which I like. Another popular one is the Ultimate Guard Katana. I think, in my opinion, this is probably the smoothest shuffle experience right out of the box. But I also find that they get sticky very quickly, like just after a few uses. And I've also found that the cutting somehow makes it very difficult to double sleeve cards with the katanas. So that's my biggest issue with them. So yeah, that's just my experience with some of the more popular card sleeves on the market now. For me, the GameGenic Matte Prime sleeves just has none of these problems. If anything, the only problem I have with it is that there's not enough variety. Like, there's just not enough colors of them for me to choose from. Alright, so first of all, this is what the packaging looks like. Clearly says here Matte Prime sleeves, gives the size, and yeah, comes with 100 sleeves. So the first thing I want to talk about is the cutting, the size of the sleeve. And here on the right I have the GameGenic, and this is a Dragon Shield. And you can't really tell the difference right now because they're so close. The difference is maybe about 2 to 3 millimeters. But, so you can see once I put in cards in the sleeves, you can tell that there is a pretty big difference in the height of the margin of space on top, I guess. The GameGenic one is small. You've got about 3 millimeters, while the Dragon Shield one I think has about 5 millimeters of space. And I know this seems like a small difference, but it kind of adds up when you have a 100 card deck. And it just makes it a bit more bulky to shuffle, a bit more difficult, especially if you have smaller hands. And I just personally don't like the look of it because it's just a big gap on top that it annoys me for some reason. Now the next thing I want to talk about is that these sleeves have both a matte front and back finish. Apparently it reduces eye fatigue, but it makes it very smooth to touch. It makes it less sticky over time as you use it more. The glossy ones get sticky much faster, trust me, especially if you have sweaty hands. One thing to note is that because it has a matte finish, foils will not be as vibrant in this sleeve, which is fine for me because I don't use a lot of foils, but if you do like foils, then this might be a problem for you. And just for comparison's sake, I have two foils here. So one is in a Dragon Shield matte sleeve, the silver one, and the black one is the GameGenic sleeve. So I hope you can tell there's a difference in how the foils appear. And here you can see again what I'm talking about with the Dragon Shield sleeve. There's just so much of space on top. It's just visually unpleasant. So the thing that's good about Dragon Shield is that because it's bigger, it's very easy to double sleeve in them. And you know, I thought it would be difficult with the GameGenic sleeves because it's slightly smaller. It's the same size as the Ultra Pro ones, which are okay to double sleeve. But in the GameGenic, these matte prime sleeves, they're just so easy to double sleeve. I don't know why. It could be the texture they use inside, or something about the sleeves just make it very easy to double sleeve. And you can see here, it just fits perfectly inside. This is just your standard inner sleeve, not the super thick ones or anything, and it fits fine. So I've been using these GameGenic sleeves for the past couple of months. I've switched some of my decks over to it and just been testing them out, using them consistently. And I've just found that I enjoy the feeling of it so much. The shuffle feel is very smooth. It doesn't get sticky at all. It's so easy to sleeve and unsleeve. Everything feels so smooth. So I'm just going to sleeve up a bunch of cards and show you how it feels like to shuffle the cards. We have some extra sleeves here. This one has 3 extra sleeves. I don't know if they all have 3 extra sleeves, but I'm sure they'll give more rather than less. And as you would expect, it's very smooth because it's brand new. The cards are just sliding everywhere. But trust me, I've been using these sleeves for a couple of months. For another Commander deck, I've used it for a Pioneer deck. And yeah, I've played with those a lot. And the sleeves, they shuffle just as well. They're still smooth, they're not sticky, even though I have a bit of like sweaty hands because I get nervous when I play. They're really smooth, very nice to hold. The fact that both the front and back are matte, I think, just help it shuffle very, very smoothly. Doesn't catch at all. It's just amazing. It's my favorite sleeves.